In this video, I want you to listen up very closely because your success is directly correlated to the skill set that you bring to the marketplace. And so if you want to become a millionaire, you want to get a pen and a piece of paper and listen to these 7 lessons that I learned and becoming a millionaire online that can contribute to you having success. The first one is experience over education. And so many times I can remember being a life insurance agent. I was so scared to go into the field because I thought that I needed to know everything. What it comes down to is a lot of times, even in school, people go to college for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And when they get out, they expect to just start making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. They get hit with a dose of reality because experience trumps education. The one thing that you really want to focus on is you want to be able to get somebody a result. Results come from experience. How much time have you spent in the marketplace trying to figure out a problem that you can solve? And how many people have you gotten results for? Education is phenomenal. I love it. But again, at the end of the day, it's who have you served, who have you helped, and what type of result have you gotten them? That leads me to lesson number 2, which is results is the only thing that matters. People can speculate, people can try to discredit you, but the only thing that matters is the results, because now you have social proof and no one can take that away from you. And so a lot of times in business, what we do is we try to optimize for just getting clients. You want to focus on getting someone a result. That is a game changer, it's life changing, and they will remember you for that. And so you really want to focus on getting someone absolutely amazing results. And lesson number 3 is personal development is tied to your success. And so I can remember back in 2018, when I was still waiting tables, I decided to make this shift. I was just looking for a change in 2018. And I found myself stumbled across Jim Rohn, and I listened to him every single day, all day long. In the car, I turned off the music, stopped watching sports. That was one of the things that really changed my life. He said that in order for things to change, you got to change. What that meant to me was I had to get better. Over the course of 2018, I ended up reading like 100 books, and that was the $1 million year of my life. I changed internally. My habits changed. My disciplines changed, the things that I ate, the people that I hung around, things that I consumed. Jim Rohn always says, stand guard at the door of your mind, right? And so your mind is like a factory. And so the ingredients that you pour into it is going to produce a product, garbage in, garbage out. And so if you focus on negativity and trigger things from social media every day, then that's probably going to put you in a scarcity mindset. But if you focus on increasing your personal identity, discipline, positivity, and hope for the future, optimism, then you'll definitely have a better outlook on life. And so that's what I focused on. I changed my self-image and the expectations that I had for myself, got into shape, quit drinking, and I really just started taking care of myself. That personal development is the thing that was directly correlated to my business taking off and having success and getting to 6 figures in less than 6 months. And the reason why this is important is because in order for you to scale in your business, the secret weapon is love and discipline. And the more that you love something strong, you'll do anything for it, but you need to have the discipline, which is basically the way to eliminate distractions. And then you want to do that every single day. And then the 4th thing, which is kind of piggybacking off of point number 3, books leave clues to success. And I found myself becoming a student all over again. Now, traditional school wasn't really my thing. I really didn't enjoy it. It was very broad in general. And so I found myself wondering when I was going to use these things in life. But as I've gotten older, personal education is something that I have a problem for and a question, and I can go out and search for the most successful person who has figured this thing out, and I can learn from them. So I can compress time, things that would take me a lifetime, I can compress it down into less than 7 days or less than probably 4 hours of an audiobook if I put it on 2.0 speed. That's important because you don't want to make mistakes that you could avoid. A lot of times, successful people will document their journey as they look back from the trials and tribulations that they went through, and you can learn from those so that you don't make those same mistakes. And so number 4 is books leave clues to success. Number 5, the power of one. And this should be the power of no, right? Saying no to everything and focusing on one thing. And so what you want to do is you want to pick one niche and you want to have one offer. And more importantly, you want to solve one big problem. And you want to stick with that until you make $1 million. And Brandon Burchard says that you want to find a problem that you're passionate about, and it has to be something big enough that you love that you can talk about every single day for 3 years. Now, this is important because not only do you need to have one niche and one offer, you need to stick with it for a long time. So often I see so many entrepreneurs where one day they're doing crypto, one day they're working with chiropractors, one day they're selling t-shirts. In the marketplace, you wonder why you can't get customers, and it's because your messaging is confused. You know, a lot of times where you see that one person on social media, they're just posting 1,000,000 times a day, and it's all of these range of emotions, and you can see that they're unstable. And so that is a reflection of your business, where it's like you really haven't figured out anything and you're just trying to make a buck. And if people feel like you're just in it for the money, then they won't trust you. And so you want to focus on the power of one offer, one niche, one problem. And more importantly, you want to stick with it with consistency until you make $1,000,000. Number 6, building a team is always hard. Probably early 2019, I ran into this problem where trying to find good people is very difficult. If you are a player, there's not many people like you. What I found is that I went out trying to find these people, and I had to go back to point number 3 was I had to develop a little bit more. So I had to become that attractive A player to attract A players. Building a team was very difficult. I went through dozens of sales reps, almost like 20, until I got the perfect 3. And it was very interesting that that was harder than growing a business and scaling it, was trying to find A players. And building a team is hard, and that's going to take a ton of your attention. It can be done, but you're really going to have to really focus on that and become that A player that attracts A players. Number 7 is leadership is a lifelong journey. Leadership comes in many different forms. And so the first thing you want to do is you want to figure out what kind of leader you naturally are. And so I always recommend taking the 16 personalities test, because that shows you your strengths and weaknesses. And far too often, the war is within, right? We need to know thyself. Before you can go out and train and lead people, you have to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Leadership is a lifelong journey, because you need to always be learning, evolving, training, increasing your skill set, because leadership isn't just telling someone what to do. You need to have a clear growth path for them so that they can feel like they're growing with you. And a lot of times the leaders miss this piece, right? Where they get stagnant and they're in one piece and they don't have a growth plan. People always want to feel like they're growing. So you always want to have 1 to 2, 3 things to stretch somebody. Now they'll feel like they're growing with you, right? They don't want to grow without you. They don't want to be any place that's stagnant. So you always want to make sure that you have a game plan for somebody that's 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. And as the leader, that's your job, right? Is to be a visionary and to keep the boat moving forward. And so that last point, which is leadership is a lifelong journey, you want to figure out which level of a leader that you are. And a book that I'm reading right now that's absolutely amazing is called Tribal Leadership. Probably should check that out. And in this book, it just breaks down the 3 to 4 phases of being a leader, and figuring out what type of leader that you are. So hope this video was helpful. The last part about leadership is just having a clear picture of the future, and hard work will guarantee your success. Hope this video was helpful on the 7 millionaire lessons that I learned from being in business that I wish I knew in my 20s. All right, take care.